Alright, this is a Briggs and Stratton 8-horse Power Built that I got for free from some guy. It's not in too bad a shape for the most part. I cleaned up the head quite a bit. It was pretty much all black when I got it. And the cylinder wall, it's not really scarred or anything, so it should run alright. And when I got it, the head was stripped out, so I put a helicoil in it, and I got some new threads in there, so that should be fine now. Carburetor wasn't too bad inside. It had some of that powdery gas in it, and then I took it apart, but I washed it over at the sink real good, and it seemed like that all came out of there. And the top half was fairly clean. I just steel wooled the float a little bit to get some of the junk off of it. It looks alright. It had a centrifugal clutch on the back for a chain-driven item, but I had to pull it off. We actually had to cut the thing off there with a torch because it wouldn't come off, and you couldn't really get a puller on it because of the way the clutch was, but I salvaged most of the shaft except for right in there where I got it a little bit with the torch, but it's not really that deep, so I should be able to file it out a bit and then emery it when it gets running. And the valves look pretty good for the most part. I was thinking of lapping them, but once I cleaned them up, they actually looked alright. So I think I'll leave them. And I haven't run this engine yet, so we'll have to see how it does. So the last thing I got to do for the most part is put the carburetor back together and reset the magneto and change the oil in it. Probably going to pull this thing off because it's kind of stiff and it moves a bit, so I'll get that oiled up quite a bit. And I might pull the flywheel off to check the points. I might as well while it's this far apart, just to make sure. So there you have it. Well, here it is all back together. Got the head on, everything is torqued back down. Got new bolts in the cowlings because the other ones weren't in the greatest of shape. I got a gas tank with it. When he gave it to me, it was like half full of crappy stuff, so I wiped it all out and drained it. I only had one gas tank bracket up in the shed, but it should hold it because it really doesn't move too much. The original fuel line, I wasn't going to bother replacing it because it's not that cracked. It's got a cheapo little filter, but as long as it's not clogged, I really don't care. And when I got this, didn't have an air cleaner or any throttle set up, but I had a spare one up in the shed, so I threw an air cleaner on it, or at least a setup. Don't have an air cleaner yet, and a throttle setup. Which this is one of the ones where you pull it and you just can set it and just let it run. Because I don't know. Probably won't be going on any track or anything because it's kind of a stationary thing. You set it to the certain idle and just let it run all day. So cleaned up pretty good. For now, under here I just got a fluff can cut in half so I can hold that up. Can't really see it, but cleaned up nice. It's got a hole in the shroud over here, which I'm guessing it's for a certain type of air cleaner setup, but I don't happen to have one with a hole in the side of it, so for now I'm just leaving this one on here. And someone had riveted on the pull cord at one point. They had probably cut the original rivets off. They were dragging on the screen, but seems like they should be alright now. And they're not dragging anymore, so I was gonna start it up today, but it has been snowing for the past few days, so I haven't been able to get outside for a while. But I've just been working in here for the most part, so I don't even know what I'm gonna use it for, but it's a real nice engine, and I'm pretty glad I got it. So there you have it. All finished and done.